Well, good morning. We are going to take off from Council Bluffs in Darkstar. And what we're doing is retracing the Transcontinental Railroad. The railroads were already established here. This is about Civil War time, 1860, 1862. And this was a race. This is between Council Bluffs, which is next to Omaha, and then it kind of followed the way Highway 80 runs. And of course, Highway 80 probably used their materials were supplied by rail when they built the highway, and it was the path of least resistance. And the North Platte, the Platte and North Platte rivers kind of ran along here. Anyway, bobbed up and down, and didn't get into Denver. They shot up to Wyoming and Wyoming, Cheyenne, and then Laramie, and it went across the Continental Divide to Ogden. Didn't quite get down to Salt Lake. And of course, they connected those things. But right here, there's a outcropping of land in the Great Salt Lake called Promontory, Utah, and that's where the Central Pacific Railroad with Crocker, the Big Four, Crocker, Huntington, and Hopkins and Stanford were the four guys, and they built out of Sacramento up to Reno. They went over the north end of that's Lake Tahoe right there. They went through Donner Pass and over into Reno, which Reno is not. This is Winnemucca, Nevada, out in the eastern part of Nevada. Gets out of the flat country. But basically, this is the route of Highway 80, and then it shoots down to Reno, and then it shoots down to Sacramento, and then on down to San Francisco. So we'll tie in this. I haven't figured out how to plot the thing I can plot between 2 points. Now, when you do it on the instruments in the airplane, the little input things in their touch screen. You can put in fixes and little airways and your fixes, and I can't think of the other word, but points that intersections. There's another word I can't think of right now. Anyway, you can input. But anyway, this is generally, it's going to be about 1,500 nautical miles total, with the winding and ups and downs and so forth. It won't be direct. So let's get going. We're going to follow the railroad, and the railroad completed this at Promontory, Utah. Guys, the Union Pacific built out and to Promontory, and the Big Four came up out of Sacramento, and it got paid more for going up through the mountains. They had some formula for how they got paid and how much land they got, all that kind of stuff. But they got very rich by building the railroads. And of course, the country became very rich because connecting the two coasts was very important. You could go from New York to in 1866. It took months by land and weeks by ship. And in 1876, it was 83 hours when the railroad connected to, finally at that point, to San Francisco. They had a railroad down here in in Sacramento. This is Sacramento Valley, so Sacramento would be right about in there. The Western Pacific Railroad connected from Sacramento down to the Bay Area, Oakland. And at that point, it was 83 hours and 39 minutes going from New York to the West Coast. So they're cutting the hours, and we're going to do it in like 25 or 30 minutes. So let's get going. I think I've said that before. Basically, we're following Highway 80. A little time to boot up. This looks like a European, the Alps.
Kilo Charlie Bravo, Foxtrot Traffic Experimental 527 Bravo Charlie, taking off runway 18 departure to the south.
Head south and immediately turn right and head 270. There's our route of flight right there. And I got to figure out how to run this thing again. Get going. So we need to once we bring up the power, we need to click these two throttles to get the afterburners going. So we'll come up to full power, take the brake off, come up to full power, click, back outside. Look at Council Bluffs, and we want to go left immediately. Gear up, no flaps, and we'll get going on our westerly, and we'll fly right over Omaha. But that's Council Bluffs, and Omaha grew because of the rail. Get around here. Let's get the sun earlier in the day, so we don't have to look into the sun all the way.
Traffic generic November 351 Papa Charlie ready for departure runway 18 IFR to Golden Triangle.
Okay, so there's Omaha. We're probably right over Highway 80. Which we're going to follow, and we can get over here so we don't have to listen to the engines so much. Let's see how we're doing on Highway 80. I'm guessing we're pretty close to it right there. This could be a Highway 80 because it follows the river. So let's just stay right here for a moment. Okay, 15,000. Yeah, that could be Highway 80 over there. And it follows the North Platte River, which this could be the river. See if the river comes down, starts heading west. Could be the Missouri River. And we'll just kind of look back at Omaha and look at south. I think I have to readjust my sound. Let's look up north here. And we want to turn on the this baby right. Get ready for the scramjets to kick in. look at our little Mach meter here. Get it supersonic. There we go. Supersonic. 34,000 feet. Yeah, we're getting there. We got to get it up to about Mach 2, almost Mach 3, and then the scramjets kick in. Okay, now we're paralleling our route to Winnemucca, Nevada, which is east of Reno. But we'll go right across Cheyenne. And I think we're looking at the Platte River right here so that's good. Let's go back outside. Yeah. Yeah, we're not making as much sound. And we didn't have all the lines. The poor guys flying the mail. There were no roads like this. The sections. They had sections as to how they divided up the areas, and so it was checkerboard. And again, the railroad stuck pretty close to the river. This is, I believe, the Platte or the North Platte River going along right here. And how are we doing on our speed? We're up to 3, so we're kicking. It's kicking in right now. There goes the scramjets. There we go. Now we'll start ripping. Now we'll start ripping. And we'll go on up to 100,000. Now we're starting to pick up the curvature. Mach 6. I get it up to Mach 8 to Mach 9. Kind of leveled off a little bit. Get it going up again. Need a little thinner air to get this thing ripping at Mach 9. 56,000. Now we're climbing. Going across Nebraska. Still see the Platte River. That's probably the Platte River right along there. And can't quite see Highway 80, but this could be Highway 80 right there. Now let's see, we're 70,000 and we're picking up speed again. Oh, don't need that. This could be the part of the part of the Platte River right there. Hadn't looked at that. Now we're starting to glow. So I would say they're probably down here. The route kind of juggled back and forth. This looks like it runs down toward Denver, right down that way, and this runs up toward Cheyenne. And we're coming right up over the route. It's off to our left, so we'll come left now a little bit. Then we'll be looking for the Great Divide, Continental Divide. 130,000, that's pretty good. We're Mach 9. So that should be pretty good. Level off at maybe 150,000 feet. Let's look here. Look out for the Great Salt Lake, probably right up there, and Promontory, Utah. So this could be Cheyenne, right in here, Cheyenne and Laramie. Mach 9 again. And we gotta come left. Back down to 90,000. Yeah, we need to slow down to turn. Mach 7. Back to Mach 6. Need to learn how to fly. So this could be the Continental Divide right about here. Now we're getting back on course. We want to make sure we spot Salt Lake City. So this is the Continental Divide here. This maybe is the Salt Lake over here, and then you see the desert out there to the west of Salt Lake City. So we'll keep it right here. Where they crossed could have been right down in here. We'll look back, see what we see. Don't recognize anything. And again, we want to make sure we spot the Great Salt Lake. Here we come back again. Yeah, we just crisscrossed it. Make sure we don't see the Great Salt Lake. I think I'm spotting it right in there. Back up to 70,000, almost Mach 7. I see something right there. It could be the Highway 80. Here we go. Get it back on track. That ought to do it. See if we can hit on. Let's look on the chart, see how we're doing on the chart. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Come left. Yeah, here's Promontory, Utah right there. So we're coming up on the Great Salt Lake right now. Let's see if yeah, we're right on course. Now I see the Great Salt Lake. We're back up to Mach 9 and we're back up over 100,000 feet. We'll try to stay right there. This is going to be Promontory, Utah. This little trick of land, and Ogden is going to be right down in here. And they went right across here. This is where they drove the Golden Spike. Looks like we see some kind of bridge there. Maybe that's the rail going across there. Promontory, Utah. And then Clearfield is somewhere around in here, and that's where the Big Bopper and Buddy Holly met their end. Yeah, see, you can see the remnants of the railroad coming right across here. So we'll try to stay on. Let's see, there we go. We're a little bit north of our trail, but there goes that may be the railroad right there. Not maybe, it is. And then we want to start going down toward Winnemucca, and we look out here, and we'll kind of keep this up because what we need to do after we hit Winnemucca is we have to turn down and head south at about 200 degrees to get down to Reno. So we'll try to keep on track to Winnemucca. We're a little bit right of course right now. We're parallel. So 138,000. And then we have to start turning. Here's Elko. Elko is out there. I don't know what BAM is, but Elko. And so we're getting pretty close to Winnemucca, and somehow the rail turned south. Whether this is the key right here, the terrain is what they were following. Maybe there's some river. So we'll keep it going left here. We're Mach 8, 143. Doing pretty good. And we need to turn after Winnemucca, and about Reno we want to start shutting down, to start letting down. So we better keep it in a left turn. And we'll get this out here. Yeah, we're going to hit Winnemucca here shortly. We'll look down and see if we see what might look like a rail as we go over Winnemucca. There's a little straight line right there. I doubt that if that's it. We're going to go right over Winnemucca. And here's this little lake, so we've already passed Winnemucca. This could be Winnemucca right down in that little valley right there. Here's this little lake that we're just going over right now. So we'll look back. This probably is Winnemucca, and this is where the rail came through there. And then we can just we need to head south at about 200 degrees. So we'll just keep it going left. Pretty soon we'll see Lake Tahoe. We should be left of that lake. There's Lake Tahoe right there. And what are we, Mach 8? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Yeah, that's Lake Tahoe and Reno. This is the lake. I forget what the name of the lake is, going through to Carson City, and the Carson Valley is right there. And then Reno is just on this side. And of course the rail goes up out of Reno, up over Donner Pass, right there. This is about where Truckee is, right there. Now we can actually see Reno, the city of Reno, right there. That's the main city of Reno. There's Lake Tahoe. And now it's just going to be visual, getting down, and I can see the bay right there. So Sacramento would be right down in here, and that's where they built the rails from, and then they hooked up with the Western Railroad. And we can start coming back on the power. There's the Central Valley. See if we can look up and see Mount Shasta. Probably that's Mount Shasta right there. Mount Shasta. Here's Redding and Shasta Lake. Okay, and so we want to head down. Here's Lake Berryessa. And we're going to head down into the Bay Area and land at San Francisco. So we'll take the power off, reduce the power, and we'll just let this thing slide down. Go ahead and kick off the scramjet. And looking down here, we'll see the Sacramento River going to the south. Here's Sacramento. Here's the Deepwater Channel going down, and the Sacramento River inland, but the deep channel for the big ships, and then it hooks up with the San Joaquin River, and then we have Carquinez Straits, Vallejo. Vallejo was once the capital of the state for maybe a year or two, probably when all the traffic was going by water past here, so it was a central point when all the ships and things were, and riverboats and all that were going back and forth. So we're looking at San Pablo Bay. This is Richmond, and then over here is Sausalito, Tiburon, Angel Island. I can't quite see Alcatraz yet. And looking out to Point Reyes, you can see how the San Andreas Fault, this land is moving. Something's moving north. This is moving north. This is stationary. So I think Point Reyes is moving north. So that's the San Andreas Fault right there. Then we'll look at the Golden Gate Bridge as we go over. We're dropping down to land in San Francisco. So we'll go out along the coast. That makes a lot of noise. The Richmond Bridge would go across right there. Possibly it goes across this way. But it could be the short distance there. I can see Alcatraz, the little island. Right there is Alcatraz, and Marin County. We can get rid of this. We forget about Winnemucca. So what are we down to? Yeah, we're getting slowed down. land the wrong way. Let's go in. We'll go over downtown San Francisco, and we'll land on the opposite direction on runway 1. And we'll have this slow down to about 200 as we come down the bay. Or, it'd be fun to go by. Let's go by the Golden Gate Bridge. Back up to Mach. Realistically, we should be below 250, but we'll go over Marin here and look out at Sausalito and Tiburon. Belvedere Island is this little area right here. The thing, here's the Ferry Building, downtown, Ferry Building right under the nose, Pier 39, Treasure Island, the Oakland Bridge, Oakland Harbor, we go over Hunters Point. I can see Mount San Bruno right there. Looking back at San Francisco, downtown right there. So we want to get in behind here, and we're going to slow it down here and come in and land on runway 1. Because we're invisible, we can do that. We'll get it down to about 200. Get the wheels down. Okay, and back behind. Try to keep it above 200. Look up toward the city. Well, we can't quite see it. Off the tail, we can see Mount Sucro Tower. Above the cockpit is Mount San Bruno. A little, whoop. There we go. Sorry about that. Took the spoiler out. Can't get it to turn. Here we are, San Francisco. We'll find a little cubby hole here. There we go. It's just a little bitty airplane, and with these big jobs. Oh, yeah, we got it. We got another one. So let's shut her down. And thanks for flying along here. Sorry about the rough landing. I haven't flown Darkstar for a while, so I've forgotten how to fly it. Okay, that's your trip, and we'll see if it recorded. Thanks for flying along on the Transcontinental Rail.